guys, it's April. I'm back with another tutorial. I'm so excited because I got another tutorial up pretty soon. I didn't wait a million years between tutorials. But anyway, this is the look we're going for today. It looks a little bit bright on camera, but it actually reads a little bit darker in person. So I classify this as a darkly colorful look. But in any case, if you want to see how I achieve this look, please stay tuned. Okay, so I've already primed my eye to start with. I use LA Splash's Splash Proof Sealer Base, this guy right here. And next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down my crease color, and on a fluffy blending brush that looks kind of like this, or you can use whatever you have, I'm going to take Sugar Pills Pressed Eyeshadow in Love Plus, which is this bright red color right here. I'm going to take that, pick up a little bit, tap off the extra, and lay that down in my crease. Or just above, really. Okay, so now that I've got my crease color down, this is what we should be working with right here. That's what your eyes should look like right now. I'm going to start working on my lid. I am using Sugar Pills Chromoless Loose Eyeshadow in the color Darling, and that is what it looks like. And I'm just going to take a flat shader brush like that, and I'm going to dip it in and pat that on the very center of my lid. And I did dampen my brush slightly, so you would want to do that as well. And I'm just going to take this, let me get my mirror back here, there we go, and I'm just going to take this and pat that on the very center of my eyelid. And you really want this to be on like the very, very center. You're going to leave a lot of space on your outer corner and also on your inner corner. Okie dokie. And now, this is what you should be working with. You should still have your red in your crease and then the Darling on the center of your eyelid. Next, for my next color, it's actually a mixture of two different colors. I'm taking a Makeup Academy pressed eyeshadow in shade 13, which is just a deep, deep purple. It's like a blackened purple, and I'm gonna mix it with Sugar Pills Pressed Eyeshadow in Poison Plum, which is this bright color right here. And we're gonna take that and we're gonna put that on the empty space that we have on the outside and on the inside, and we're gonna connect it over the top of that Darling that we just laid down. So I'm gonna pick some up, pick a little bit of each color up, there we go. And we're going to go to town, and you're just going to build this up until it's the desired intensity. Okay, so now once you've got your Poison Plum in that Makeup Academy shade built up to the intensity that you want, this is about where you want it. You want it to be pretty dark. Next, what you're going to do is, if you lost any of the Darling in the middle, you can just go back over that with your flat shader brush and just pat a little bit on top dry, and be sure you blend that border between the purple and that blue color really, really well. So I'm just going to take a quick second to do that. Okay, so this is where we should be at. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend out this harsh edge between the purples and the Love Plus right here. And I am just going to take a clean, fluffy brush like this. And it's actually not quite so clean. But I'm just going to take a clean, fluffy brush like this and just blend on that border right there between those two colors, just to soften that edge a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to blend another color over the purple and the blue, and I am going to use Sugar Pills Chromoless Loose Eyeshadow in Lumi. I don't know why I keep trying to show you guys labels. They never show right. But in any case, this is what it looks like. It looks white in the pot, but it has a really pretty blue interference going on with it. It's really pretty. And I'm not going to dip directly into the pot. I'm just going to take whatever is in the lid here and load it up on this fluffy brush like so. Tap off the extra. And I'm just going to kind of blend that lightly over the top of the purple and the darling. And that's also going to help blur that edge a little bit more too. Okay, so now once you've done that, we're going to work on our lower lash line, and the lower lash line is going to be really simple. All I'm going to do is take the two purple shades that I used and a little bit of Lumi and smudge that underneath. So I'm going to do that now. Grab my brush. So you're going to take some of your Makeup Academy purple, if you've got it. If you got something real close, go on ahead and use that. I'm going to take some of that. And a little bit of the Poison Plum. And then I'm just going to take whatever's left in the lid of the Lumi and kind of swirl that all together. And you are just going to run that on your lower lash line. And be sure you connect it on the outside corner to the top. Okay, so now once you've got that on, I'm going to address all of this up in here, and all I'm going to do is just blend it out with a highlight color, and I'm just going to use a flat blend, not a flat blender, but just a fluffy blender brush like this, and the color I'm going to use is Sugar Pills Pressed Eyeshadow in Taco, which is this great white shade right here. And I really like this one because you can control the opacity on this, which most whites you have to fight with them, but with this one you actually don't. So you're just going to take that, pop it right there on the brow bone, and blend it down into that red. Okay, alright, so now you've got your brow highlight in, and next I'm going to go in and highlight my inner corner, and I'm just going to go back into Lumi with a small smudger brush and just hit my inner corner. So here is said brush, which I know that's probably a lip brush, but I don't generally like lip brushes, but I find these make really good shadow detail brushes. So I'm just going to go back into Lumi, just go back into whatever's in the lid, and I'm just going to put that right on the tear duct area. Alright, and if you want it a little bit more intense than that, just dampen your brush and dip it back into the Lumi and go right back over that. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright. Alright guys, so that is the shadow placement for the most part. I'm going to go off camera and do all my liners and touch up any colors that I need to touch up, and I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, so I'm back. I just went on ahead and completed the rest of my face. I'll show you what I used. For my blush slash contour, I contoured with my blush kind of. I used a blush from MAC, and the color name is Raisin, which it's a really pretty raisin colored blush. That's what it looks like. There we go. Alright, for liners on my eyes, on my lower waterline I used an Ulta Automatic Eye Pencil in teal blue. And for the upper lash line I was working with Wet n Wild's gel eyeliner in black, same as last time. Alright, and then for mascara I used one from Hard Candy. It's called Ginormous Lash Mascara, and it's just in black, and that's what the wand looks like in case you're curious. Kind of undecided how I feel about this one, but that's what I used. I actually filled in my brows a little bit just to make them a little stronger, and I just used eyeliner slash eyebrow pencil from NYX in dark brown. That's what I used. Alright, and for lippies, I used two things. I used a Lancome Le Lipstick in Midnight Sand, which is just a dark brown. And then on top of that I put a blackberry colored lip gloss. And the color name on this one is Noisemaker. It's a Lancome Color Fever Gloss. That's what it looks like. And it's just a deep kind of raspberry color. That's what that looks like. Alright, so that's what I used to complete my face. So let me lean in so you can get the close-up. So these are my eyes. Alright, that's the cheek. Actually, let me do the other side. There's not a huge zit on that side. Alright, that is the blush. And these are the lips. Okay. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial. Leave any questions or comments below in the comments box, of course. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!